Hello everyone, dear devotees. Today we are meeting in down south, southern area of Sri Lanka. That is Podalmi Pavala Soman's Meditation Center. And we thought to talk about some psychotherapy methods which used by Supreme Buddha. We recognize Buddha as a very special person who give medicine for the mind. There are diseases occurs in our mind, especially we call craving, aversion, and ignorance, lobha, dosa, moha. They are diseases. They are not recognized as diseases or disabilities or mind disorders as disorders from Western medicine. In Western psychology, when you crave something, it's a normal activity, normal feeling. When you uh, have anger, when you feel anger against somebody, something, that is recognized as a normal feeling. But according to Supreme Buddha's teachings, this aversion, craving, anger, hatred, jealousy, ignorance, delusions, these kind of thoughts are recognized as mental disorders. We'll see, we can categorize them as mental disorders according to Supreme Buddha's teachings and according to Western psychology. When we take these normal feelings, what we have these uh, impurities, or else we call dismerits, they are usually they are among people. According to Western psychology and Western medicine systems, they are not recognized as disorders or illnesses. But Supreme Buddha is explaining if there is craving, lobha, if there is anger, dvesha, if there is ignorance like moha in a mind, that mind is sick, that mind is having a problem. So, who doesn't have these problems? Supreme Buddha, Pacceka Buddha, that means, and also the Arahat. Those three are not having these mental disorders. Supreme Buddha and Silent Buddha we call Pacceka Buddha, and Arahat, fully enlightened people or else fully saint people. They do not make, create any uh, uh, kind of impurity or else we call dismerit in their minds. Fully, completely cleaned out, washed out all the impurities. But when we come to normal people like worldly people, we call puthajana, they always crave for different things. They always uh, they always feel about people or any situation angry about things. Sometimes we do not understand the world, the reality, that is ignorance. It happens, that is natural. But when this anger, sorrow, craving comes to the over the limit, that feeling is recognized as a mental disorder in Western psychology. Till that, they do not take it as a mental illness. So we are going to take some examples from the previous history in Buddhism. Who are the people got these kind of mental disorders, sicknesses, and what are the treatments and physical, psychological treatments, therapies Supreme Buddha used for them to make them ease and cure. Let's take one of the examples like, okay, I'll tell you the name later, the person, the student of Supreme Buddha. One day, Supreme Buddha went to a special place in heavenly realm. It belongs to a devil. The devil was not there. If you read Buddhism, you may definitely know that person. Who is he? He is Alavaka, a devil. After Supreme Buddha entered the palace, Alavaka came, was really anxious, really angry. He couldn't control himself, very aggressive. Now Supreme Buddha knows his mental situation. Now Alavaka is so angry, he cannot control himself and he will try to touch me, disturb me. Sometimes he will try to kill me, Supreme Buddha knows. But you must know, nobody can kill Supreme Buddha, but can disturb, can touch and collect dismerit. That's not good for Alavaka's life and next lives as well. If anybody touches Supreme Buddha and let him bleed, it will call Anantariya karma, and it is not good for the liberation of that particular person. So then Supreme Buddha he thought to use a different type of a mental treatment therapy system. What he did was, Alavaka asked Supreme Buddha to go out. Nikkama samanati. This Supreme Buddha, the world teacher, the teacher for three worlds, human realm, heavenly realm, Brahma realm, he went out with the order of just a simple devil. Why? It's just like this. A mother wanted to feed the child and she is always trying to put some food into child's mouth and she is doing whatever the child is asking her to do. I need that, I need this, I want to go there, here, and mother is carrying the baby here and there and trying to put that rice into the baby's mouth, the food into baby's mouth. Likewise, Supreme Buddha is going out with the order of Alavaka, Nikkama Samanati. Now Alavaka is so angry still, he wanted to disturb and make the Buddha tired. So he's asking Buddha to come back. Pavisa Samanati. Supreme Buddha came again into the palace. For the second time, Dutyampiko Alavako Yakko Bhagavantange Tadavocha. Nikkama Samanati. The devil Alavaka asked Buddha to go out again. Sadhavasoti Bhagavan Nikkami. The Supreme Buddha went out. Pavisa Samanati. Again asking to come in. So, if anybody asks you to do like this, when you go and you visit somebody, your friend, and he is angry with you, if he or she asks you to go out, will you come again? You will become angry again. It vice versa. You are also angry. He is also angry. But Supreme Buddha is not angry. He doesn't have anger. He is fully enlightened. Supreme Buddha is a different type of life, different type of person, different type of a mind we cannot recognize actually. He is having a different type of target to teach Alavaka this particular lesson. For the third time he went out and came back according to Alavaka's orders. Then Supreme Buddha was observing Alavaka's mind. It's cooling step by step. Now it's not that much warm, not that much, no anger that much. Then Supreme Buddha said, Nakkahang nikamissamyante karaniyantang karohi. If you do something, you do. I'm not going out again. Because Supreme Buddha knows now he is taking another decision. Panyang tang samanapochissami. I will ask a question from you. Sache me nervyakarissasi. If you do not answer, chittang vami kipissami hadayang vate palissami padesu agahitva paraganga kipissami. He is explaining about the punishments he is going to give to Supreme Buddha. I will do this and that. I will break your heart. I will destroy your heart if you do not answer my questions. So Supreme Buddha is very confidently, he is telling, there is no person to destroy my heart in this world, heavenly realm, Brahma realm, or nowhere else. But if you have a question, just ask. I'll answer. Then Alavaka asks the questions. Now Supreme Buddha knows Alavaka is a wise person. He can learn this lesson of Four Noble Truth, but still he doesn't have this faith and devotion, or we call this as the confidence, Saddha. Panya is there, that means wisdom, but Saddha is not there yet. To develop Saddha, to bring that confidence up, Supreme Buddha taught the lesson. Saddhi vittam purisa settang dhammo suchinna sukhama bhati. The priority for this confidence about Supreme Buddha, confidence about the noble doctrine, confidence about this Sangha, the disciples. Step by step, Alavaka understood, okay, this is the truth. These are the answers for my questions. Okay, he was really happy and became a disciple, became a listener of Supreme Buddha and requested to take him as a student. Supreme Buddha blessed him. So now we are coming back to the method of this treatment, the therapy. Earlier he recognized Alavaka is not well, mentally sick, severe sickness. That's why Supreme Buddha worked according to the orders. Then he was observing, now he is cooling down, now ready to give the lesson. Look at this, the way, the method, 2000, more than 2500 years ago, our great teacher is using his teaching techniques to teach a special person, Alavaka. We'll take the second example. In this sermon, we are taking few examples of Supreme Buddha's teaching methods, and we are going to compare these diseases or the disorders with modern psychology. Angulimala, another student of Supreme Buddha, he wanted to kill his mom. If Angulimala kills his mother, definitely he will make a barrier for his enlightenment. So Supreme Buddha saw that and came in between, and now Angulimala is chasing Supreme Buddha. Angulimala can see Supreme Buddha is running, but he is not. And Angulimala is asking Supreme Buddha to stop. Supreme Buddha explained, Angulimala, I have already stopped. You are running, you stop. Angulimala was wise enough to understand, now he is asking me to stop. What does it mean? A different kind of a treatment. He was really tired running after Supreme Buddha. Supreme Buddha was not running, but he couldn't catch Supreme Buddha. Finally, the great teacher gave the lesson to Angulimala, and Angulimala became an arahat after being ordained. Luckily, if he killed his mother, definitely he will make a big obstacle to be arahat. He will never become an arahat in that life because he has to go to the heavenly realm in next life, definitely, because he has done one of the anantariya karma. Anantariya karma means if you kill mother or father or arahat or make the Buddha bleed with a wound, or else you make the Sangha into two groups with the making a problem, we call Sangha Beda, you should go to the hellish realm in next life, definitely, we call Anantariya karma. There are 5. Luckily, Supreme Buddha came in between, and Angulimala couldn't kill his mother. He saved his student. Now we have another very important thing in there. Angulimala killed more than 999 people in that village, those who crossed the forest to collect fingers according to the instructions of a bad teacher. He took only one finger from each person and made a garland of fingers. He killed a lot of people. Supreme Buddha did not go to those people in the village and brought some raw materials to cook, food items to cook. He did not want to see them because Supreme Buddha's target was the person who is going wrong, the person who is having the mistake. That is the way of Supreme Buddha's view of point. We have to think about this. Now, when we apparently see that problem, we feel sorry about these people who the parents died, the children are helpless, families are worrying because Angulimala killed a lot of people, want to punish Angulimala, want to help these people. No. Supreme Buddha targeted the person who is having this sickness. Very special point of view, and gave the treatment. These are good lessons for us. When we give treatments for mentally ill people, I mean mental disorders, psychological problems those who are having. Anger, maybe anger, when gets worst, it will become a big problem in the person's mind. When sorrow, the sadness become worst, it will become a depression. We are coming to that kind of a situation in next story. The next person is a mother who lost her baby, newborn baby. Her name was Kisa, and she was worrying about the loss of her child. Then she was running here and there. She is not ready to believe that she lost her child. That my child is not dead, still sick. Is there any doctor to cure my child? She was running all over the city. Then one wise person met her and he told her to go to Supreme Buddha. Supreme Buddha will definitely help you for this problem. At that time, she was really worrying about her son and she couldn't imagine the son is dead. She was having depression. We cannot say exactly, but it's a kind of a depression. It's a deep level of worry, sad, that uh, mental problem has become a physical problem because psychosomatic disease, psychosomatic problem. Then she came to Supreme Buddha and asked to give life, give treatments for the dead son. She is not ready to believe that her son is dead. The Supreme Buddha did not ask her to learn the subject that anicca, dukkha, anatta, there is impermanency, where she is not ready. Her mind is not clear enough to listen in that kind of a deep lesson. And Supreme Buddha is using another therapy system, teaching method to give treatments to Kisa. What Supreme Buddha asked was, okay, I will give medicine, but you have to find some mustard seeds from a place where nobody died, a house where nobody died. She was really happy because the the target is not the problem. Supreme Buddha is ready to give medicine for my child. So she ran away and house by house, one by one, she was searching for mustard seeds, but each and every house, somebody has died. Oh, my son died 15 years old. My father died 65 years old. My baby died 2 years old. Another one he's telling that my mother died 80 years old. My baby died just after the birth. There is no age limit for the death. She recognized this problem is not only for me, but that kind of problems are there in the world for many people. They all are facing these kind of things. So she realized and threw the dead body of the baby and came back to Supreme Buddha, and she became nun and Arahat in Buddha Sasana, in Supreme Buddha's group of monks and nuns. Now, the important thing is depression kind of a situation is very severe. If anybody comes to you with these kind of mental disorders, it is not good to give advices. It is better to send him to a particular trained psychotherapist or counselor or kind of person to give, because most of severe depressions are ending with suicide. In this world, people are two types of people are there in this world: those who suicide themselves. One, they are showing that they are suiciding, then they are going to teach a lesson to the others. Actually, they are not going to suicide, they are going to suicide in front of others. Others are escaping, others are helping him, not let him do that. But severe depressed person is not like that. He or she really wants to suicide. According to our investigations and our experiences, most of the severe depressed people are killing themselves in midnight. Nobody can save them. Nobody is there to help them because they really want to die. The mind is always asking to die, 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 kill yourself. That's how the depression is. So when you handle with work with these kind of people, you must be really careful and help them and send them to the professionals of psychology. Supreme Buddha was a psychologist, scientist, great teacher who can teach the lesson exactly. Kisa got the lesson nicely. Here the same thing happened to Patachara. It's a famous story in Buddhism. Patachara lost her mother and father, brother, then her husband died because of a snake bite. One of the children was taken away from an eagle, and the other child came to the river, and that child died in the river, and she lost everything and everybody. She was not having at least a cloth in her body when she was running naked. Then luckily she came across to the Jetavanarama Vihara, that place. Supreme Buddha was there to help her. This losing our loving ones is unbearable. You may be having experiences. We all are having experiences. At that time, we need help. At that time, we are mentally sick. Not only adults, but also little ones have these problems. In the world nowadays, most of the children, they do not have time to play. They do not have time to recall their lessons at home. Lots of students, they had to go tuitions and other studying classes, very busy. And another set of students, children, they are very busy with mobile phones and televisions, especially mobile phones. It's a big disaster in most of the countries in the world. Then what happens? They face different mental disorders. In Supreme Buddha's time, they didn't have mobile phones, they didn't have television, they didn't have tuition classes, but child abusers were there. They were used as servants, garbage cleaners, likewise. Now, when he come to Sunita, he was a garbage cleaner, a little child. Sopaka, he was mistreated by his stepfather and took him to a cemetery, tied him with a dead body and went. Sunita Sopaka met Supreme Buddha, and Supreme Buddha gave them the particular exact lesson. Rajumala also like that. It's a very important character we find in Supreme Buddha's time. Rajumala was a servant and she was really helpless. She didn't have any future target. Then she thought to die, kill herself, suicide. She was having a rope to hang herself, and when she was getting ready for that, Supreme Buddha came forward and helped her. Dying, killing somebody herself, suiciding is not, it's a last result of severe depression. We must understand that. When you come to more severe mental disorders, there are another set of disorders called schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, likewise. In earlier also, we can find some clues about this schizophrenia kind of mental disorders in Supreme Buddha's time, because there is a special precept. It's an escape. It's a releasing from precepts. We call Amulha Vinaya. We can find it in Sapta Adhikarana Samata. Amulha Vinaya is given to a monk who got mad after being fully ordained. That means Upasampada. When he was becoming a monk, robing, okay. After that, he is becoming fully ordained like Upasampada. At that time also he is okay, mentally very fully healthy. But afterwards, because of any kind of a problem, when he gets mentally sick, he cannot protect those rules and regulations what the monks are protecting. He cannot protect these precepts. So then, to release him these problems, these precepts, Supreme Buddha is giving him the Amula Vinaya. But everybody can't get this. You cannot go to a group of monks and ask for Amula Vinaya. I can't protect these precepts. I have to eat at night. I want to use money likewise. No excuses like that. There's a particular measuring method. That measuring method is giving us a clue about a mental disorder. That is, if anybody touches fecal matter by like thinking sandal is a very smelly kind of a tiny bark of a tree, very smelly, fragrance. If anybody touches fecal matter, feces, pellets, thinking that is sandal, or else if anybody is touching fire, thinking that is gold. Oh, this is gold. He is touching fire, fingers are burning, but thinking at it as gold. That kind of a disorder. We can take an example from Western psychology, that is, according to schizophrenia, the symptom is the person who is having schizophrenia, he can see somebody else, but the other normal people cannot see. He can hear a noise or a voice of a person or something, but the others cannot hear. Even the smell, taste, touch, whatever. The schizophrenia problem can be occurred afterwards. That means normal person also can be a schizophrenia disordered person. In Supreme Buddha's era, if any monk face this kind of a situation, he is released by the rules and regulations. And there is another thing. Everybody cannot be ordained. They all can't be monks. There is a sexual mental disorder. It's kind of a bipolar. Bipolar disorder is, of course, he's having depression in a season, 15 days, and again mania in another 15 days. Very sorrow and sad 15 days, and very happy, not natural. There's no reason to be happy, very happy. That is mania, bipolar, very severe disorder. Also, there are people, those having sexual feelings, it increases in one season when the moon is becoming full, and when the moon is becoming half and small, that sexual feeling goes down. Maybe homosexual activities can be seen among these kind of people. So for these kind of people, if you recognize, they cannot be ordained according to Supreme Buddha's teachings. It is related to bipolar disorder, because his activity can be a disturb for normal monks to protect their precepts and do meditation, because he is sexually unusual in a season. So he cannot be ordained. But it's not a therapy, it's not a treatment. That decision has taken by thinking about these normal monks. That's how. And also we can see in our religion, Buddhism, and also in Asian countries, we see a lot of people, they are getting affected by ghosts. This is not, we can see only in Asian countries, but also in Western countries we see this, but not much more prominent. There are some invisible lives, maybe ghosts, devils, kind of lives. They can influence the other person's body and mind. We can see that in villages sometimes people talk normally, suddenly the voice also changed, thinking pattern also changed, somebody else is talking. Sometimes their grandmother comes to the body likewise, We have seen a lot of stories like this. In previous time, that Supreme Buddha's era, also we can learn in our Thripitaka, there was a situation like that. One child was disturbed by another spiritual power. That child is shouting, but not child's idea, the boy's idea. That particular spirit, that particular ghost's idea is coming out from his mouth. We call that in changing the personality completely, split personality. This split personality is slightly similar like the bipolar disorder, but it happens suddenly. That also we can see in among people. There are a lot of disorders mentally we cannot classify, and also this psychology subject is very young still. Still, scientists are doing experiments. Supreme Buddha already has done all the experiments. There's nothing to do. Only the thing we have to follow that. When you take Supreme Buddha as a psychotherapist, he's a great therapist in the world. He's the greatest therapist I found in my life. When you learn Thripitaka, we can find it. When you talk to somebody, you must be able to be friendly with him. To be friendly, you use different techniques: eye contact, smile, use the name, talk with the favorite topic, what he likes. These kind of simple, beautiful techniques can be seen in Supreme Buddha's character. So it's very beautiful. I would like to invite you all to learn Tripitaka and learn what kind of a person is our teacher, Supreme Buddha is. Then you will find your own lesson in that noble doctrine. Then you will be able to continue your studies with meditation to have a beautiful life. And you can manage your next life as well, and you can completely finish this life cycle or metamorphosis, this rebirth, and be liberated. Till that, I wish you all the best, and may the Triple Gem bless you.